What's going on, guys? So haven't posted in a minute, really haven't anything to post anyway, but bad news, the motor blown up. So yeah, the car no longer works. And if you're wondering how I know it's blown up, that is because a piece of the inside of the engine is on the outside of the engine, so that's not where that goes. But yeah, there's a hole in it somewhere. You could probably see all the oil from trying to push it in the garage. It's laying there. So got an oil pan, got it jacked up. I think I'm gonna move the car a little farther back. Now, I'm gonna see if I can pull the engine. I'm pretty sure I can do it. Putting it in, maybe not. But pulling it out, yeah. But I'm kind of in like, I don't know how to make my mind up. Do I just throw in another used motor? Do I throw in a partially built motor? Or do I go full send and build this thing for 800 horsepower? Part of me really wants a GTR. I've been seeing quite a few lately. You know, it's like if I dump 30 grand into this motor, you know, I'm not dumping 30 grand into the motor, 30,000 more into the car to get it to where it needs it to be. I'll never see that back. But if I use that same money for a down payment on a GTR, those things never devalue. And it's just, the GTR does what this car does, just better. So, I don't know, we'll see, but it's definitely gonna be running. I'll definitely throw a motor into it, but how much the motor can handle, who knows? All right, let's get started on disassembling this thing. All right, so here's where I'm at. Intercooler's off, bumper's off, obviously. Dashboard's off. I think I'm gonna start pulling apart, you know, the manifold, vacuum block, take the charge pipes out. Here's how I'm thinking I should go about it if I pull the motor. Right now, currently, just checking to see if I can find the hole in the block. But if I do pull the motor, I think they call this section like the front clip, you know, with the radiator and all that. Thinking I'm gonna have to take this off, get a cherry picker, and then pull it out with the trans. So disconnect the transmission from the drive shaft and all that. I think that's gonna be the easiest way to pick this out. Now, don't have much room. So I think I'll have to move it back. As long as I don't have to disconnect the steering rack, so I should be good. But right now I'm just gonna take everything apart. And once I get to a little better spot, I'll give you guys another update. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right, so it's been like 4 hours since I last recorded. Made some headway. As you guys can tell, the whole front of the car is gone. So yeah, that's sick. I found where the connecting rod decided to not connect anymore, and I'm not gonna be able to fit the camera down here, but it's right under the exhaust manifold. I believe it'd be cylinder 3, if you count like, that'd be 1, 2, 3. So I think it's cylinder 3 that kind of went. Yeah, I was not sure if I wanted to pull this motor by myself. I mean, I'm kind of at a point where I don't have a choice. So, I mean, if I was to take this to a shop in this condition, they'd probably charge me more just trying to figure out which bolt goes where. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna pull this motor. Now I just gotta go get a motor, pistons, rods, send it out to a shop, get the bottom end built, get the heads refreshed, throw a new motor in. I think I'm going to put a new turbo kit on this. Currently, I'm running a mid-mount. I'm not happy with the kit I want. There's another mid-mount kit that I like, but it's kind of more of the same. Debating if I want to go twin turbos. I know it's gonna be pulling money from the GTR, but I already have this car, and I'd rather have it done correctly than start a new project with this car not exactly where I want it to be. Yeah, I don't know. There's a company that's a couple hours away from me called VPF Tuning. They make a pretty solid looking mid-mount kit. Runs a Garrett G35-1050, so I should be able to make some power on that. The only problem with single turbos is just the torque curve is really aggressive. Twin turbos with a built motor, probably gonna be a little bit easier. They're roughly around the same price, give or take a few $1,000s. Give or take, yeah, just a little bit of money, but I mean, you're already spending over $10,000 for just a turbo kit alone. So what's a few more grand, right? I think I might go to twins. Now, as I was pulling the motor apart, these heads are gone. So this whole motor is trash. I mean, I could pull off little stuff like the power steering, alternator, and stuff like that. But if you look down here, see if I can get it to focus, you see the metal chunks. Now the right hand side, I believe these are the intake valves. You can see the metal debris in there, but what you can't see is that the metal chunks are actually preventing the valve from closing fully. The heads are definitely trashed. There's not much I can salvage off this motor. I'm gonna start pulling off the valve covers because I'm very curious on how these look once I pull the valve covers off to see the head. All right, so It's been a couple weeks, been busy, really don't have much going on with the Z, but I decided to take the turbo off. Still have the screen on, but looks fine. I mean, a lot of oil, whatever, it's all put in there. And then same with the hot side. All the fins look great. I mean, there's a lot of like gunk and residual crap that's put up right here. Let me go grab a, oh shit. I'm gonna go grab a light. I mean, so the turbo looks fine. Ignore the shirt, it's, I don't really give a shit about it, so it's working in it. But, so, I mean, you can see like a lot of crap that's kind of in the turbo that's mixed in with the oil. Obviously, that's metal. But I mean, the turbo seems fine. There's no pitting on the blades, at least not that I can see here. But then, when you look in here, yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna get the turbo rebuilt and sent to comp. I mean, it's still a good turbo, but I'm going to a different turbo kit. I mean, there's no question about it. I'm going to a different turbo kit. I just don't know what turbos that I want. Like what setup? Do I go fast intentions with a twin turbo? So the fast intentions twin turbo, you're gonna have a turbo sitting there. You're gonna have a turbo sitting there. Now, it's gonna be the most efficient setup for higher horsepower because it's gonna have less spin, more of a linear type of power band. It's gonna be more efficient. Now, I don't know how a built motor twin turbo car feels, but I know how a stock motor one feels. Gotta tell you, it's really not that exciting. A single turbo car, fucking love it. Now, like I probably mentioned earlier in this video, I don't remember because I've been recording this over the length of a month now. There's a company near like Austin and San Antonio area called VPF Tuning. They make a single turbo mid-mount, very similar to how this one's set up. You know, where you got the turbo down there, you got the turbo, so the charge pipe going from the intercooler, it's routed through here, unlike Booster Performance where they route underneath here. But the main difference is that the turbo is the Garrett G351050, which is an oil-fed turbo, unlike my turbo, which is a grease-fed or air-cooled, however you want to say it. So it's going to be a better turbo. The only problem is I need to run a surge tank to help pump the oil, because with most turbos, you don't need that as long as the turbos are above your oil pan. So it's going to drain through gravity. That's how that works. But since the turbo sits lower, you need something to pump the oil through or you're gonna destroy your motor and turbo. So that's what I'm thinking. And as far as their kit goes, they make, I think he made like almost 800 wheel, maybe even more than that on a stock motor. Obviously he's not running at that, but he just wanted to see how efficient his kit was. It's like 2:04 in the morning and it's now June. I think I started recording this like 2 months ago. It should be like the last update on the motor pool. Is ready to go. Just pulled off all the transmission bolts and the motor mount bolts. I thought I had all of them, but there's one sneaky one by the alternator I missed. Hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, this should be ready to pull. Should have everything disconnected. There's a few things that, you know, I fucked up on. The video I watched to disconnect this, I didn't know I had to disconnect the wires going to AC harness, which kind of fucking stretched them out. So hopefully that didn't fuck it up too bad. They look fine, but we'll see. But other than that, yeah, this thing's fucking out, dude. First ever motor I pulled. So hopefully you can see some of the holes. I'm gonna go grab the light. So the main hole that I found came out on the side of the block right there. That was the one I initially found. But last night, when I was disconnecting, I found all that. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a valve. Let's see. I hope this don't fall on me. Please don't fall on me. What the fuck? Yeah, that's a valve. That'd have to be one of my exhaust valves, because all my intake valves are fine. Yeah. Hell yeah, this thing's all sorts of fucked up. Now I need to go get a motor mount. Or motor mount? No. Motor stand. Because I don't want to leave this sitting like this. It is late at night. I'm tired. I am out of breath. Ready to go to bed. Still collecting on some parts. Rod should be coming in the next couple weeks. Got a thermostatic sandwich plate that has a port for my oil pressure sensor. What else do I got a few things on the way. So, alright guys, later. Oh, and before I go, I kind of noticed something. which
really sucks.
So the motor blew out on the bottom and it shot everything towards, you know, the bottom, obviously.
Well, it blew a damn hole into my power steering rack. Great, dude. This fuck.
All right, well, this thing's like multiple parts and I've been recording this over the last couple of months. So I think this is just gonna be the end of this video. Who knows when I'm gonna upload the next one. I still got a lot of parts to buy. These came in this morning. I'm pretending that the shit I filmed last night is still tonight, but really it's the next day, but got my rods in. So slowly and surely I'm getting there. All right, later.